Welcome to another edition of Therapeutic Thursdays. Today, I think we're going to talk about meditation and prayer and some of the sensory integrations that you have in life that are very important. When we think about meditation, there's a lot of different ways to do this. You can sit there, and let me start off by saying before we get into this, if any of this stuff is triggering or something that you don't want to dive into, just pass along, go to the next video. I'm not trying to create any problems for anyone. I don't want to trigger anyone, create problems. Just want to create more help and find a way to figure out what I can do to help people. So I do this group at where I work out where I instruct people to get into a comfortable position, figure out how they're going to meditate, and I give them some prompts. I say, hey, today we're going to do Jedi meditation. It's where you sit down and you either think about your thoughts. Is this positive? Is it negative? Is it relevant? Is it rational? Is it irrational? Where does it go? How do I do what I need to do with my thoughts? And you think about your thoughts, and that's one way of doing it. Sometimes I tell them you might try and clear your mind. You'll try and think nothing, and sometimes it's hard. So maybe focusing on breath work, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you kind of breathe in and out, and you focus on your breath. And sometimes thinking about nothing is really hard, but that's one way of doing it. After that, I'll tell them like maybe we just sit there and we just visualize ourselves doing an activity, doing something, enjoying a place or a time, a memory, maybe some sort of visualization. And I'll have them do this, and they'll sit there, and I'll give them a time limit, like, hey, we're going to do this for about 5 or 10 minutes, and after that, we're going to come back together and share what we did in our meditation. And after that, I also give them, some boundaries about what we're going to do within the meditation and respect everyone else's need. And that's one way of doing it. And so, I'd say most of the time I get good reception. Lots of times too, I also get people who say, I don't want to be alone with my thoughts, and I don't want to think about stuff, and I don't want to go that place, and I don't want to be left alone. So like some people like guided meditations. That's a good form of meditation. It's a way of practicing stuff that you don't normally get to do. And so there's lots of different types of meditations. There's Reiki meditation. You can go to a place and meditate with a group, like dance studios. Meditation is a great way of actually like clearing your thoughts, organizing them, practicing mental strength, and it's very healthy. It's a great coping mechanism. When you're battling depression, anxiety, psychosis, whatever it might be, a substance use, meditation could be a good way of actually conquering that. So I encourage people to practice meditation. The next part of the video is just talking about some more stuff that is integrating sensory meditations and ways of meditating that wouldn't normally be thought about. There's this technique I do with people, and it goes like this. You kind of take the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, and it goes like this. So you take 2 deep breaths, breathe in and breathe out, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you look for one thing over here that's white, one thing over here that's black, like the painting, maybe one thing down there that's blue, like my bag, maybe over here the brown box. Then you look at the yellow poster, and you take a couple more deep breaths. 1, 2, and breathe out, and 1, 2, and breathe out. And then you look at 4 different sounds. So let's see. We have the my voice. You can hear the car vibrating out there. You can hear the AC turn on and off. You can hear my neighbors below me. And then you take 2 more deep breaths. One, and breathe out. And breathe in, and breathe out. And then you look for 3 different things you can feel. You can feel your pants. You can feel the skin on your arm. You can feel the hair in your beard. You might be able to feel the table. You might be able to feel a TV next to me, or like the camera. Whatever you want to feel. You feel 3 different things. Then we take 2 more deep breaths. One, and breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out. And so then after that, you look for 2 different smells you can smell. So maybe you smell your armpit, maybe you smell your hand, maybe you carry around a cologne you can spray, maybe you have some sort of like smell you smell in the fresh air. You might smell some clean laundry that's coming from the room, and so there's different things you can smell, but you can even use imagination for this part. I tell people at where I work at, because there isn't as many smells available, so I'll tell them, imagine maybe pizza coming out the oven or cookies coming out the oven. or flowers in a garden, or like maybe that smell you get when you walk into the grocery store where you're in the fresh produce aisle, those types of smells where they're very common and you can imagine them so clearly. And then we'll take two more deep breaths. So one, and breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out. And then we do one to the last thing we do. You can do taste, where you have like maybe something you eat, like a candy, or maybe a piece of pizza, or a cookie. You can carry these things around with you so you can have them available if you need to do this. And then, or you can do imagination. So I do go to your favorite place in the world. Like, where would that be? For me, it's on my mom's couch. For you, it might be at the gym, it might be at the pool, it might be at a friend's house, it might be over there, it might be wherever. And so, wherever you might be that you're the happiest you've ever been, I want you to go there in your mind and imagine yourself being there for a few seconds, enjoying that time. And then we take a couple more deep breaths. And one, and breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out. And so usually when I do this experiment, I'd say 50, 60, maybe I'd say 70% of the people are in a lot more calm of a state. I've used this in a situation of escalation where people are experiencing extreme anxiety or depression to try and refocus and recenter them into the moment. And I'd say 4 or 5 out of 7 times it worked and it brought people back. Guided, it's really easy. On your own, it could be really hard. That's why we practice as a group. So you have to practice this so that when the moment comes, you can practice it in the moment. It's kind of like if you were to practice taking a shot at basketball, you practice on your own so that when in the game, you can produce. Just like this. So when you practice meditation, whether it's sensory integration like we just did, which is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or it's Jedi meditation like we did before, or it's some sort of guided meditation, you have to practice in the moment so that when the problem that we're trying to treat comes up, we can treat it. Whether it's depression, anxiety, suicidality, homicidality, whatever is overwhelming you at the moment, you have to figure out what do I need to do to overcome that. And so meditation is a very important thing. The final thing I want to talk about is just finding your own type of coping skill that is clearing your mind. It might be going out to the park and practicing meditation. It might be going out to the gym. I go into the sauna and meditate lots of times. I'll put on a Jedi meditation where it's ambient sounds like ding, and it goes on and you listen to it. And I'll sit there and I'll meditate for like 20 minutes in the sauna or the steam room, and I'll enjoy the heat and the breath and stuff while I'm meditating. Lots of times, this is the best way to overcome, lots of addictions and mental health problems. Just learning how to clear your mind or organize your thoughts or visualize activities that are more appropriate for the moment. So that's what I have for the meditation and this Therapeutic Thursday message. I hope it was helpful. This is unlicensed, non-practiced, but it is definitely helps a lot of people at where I work at, and it's a good group. I usually get great feedback. So hopefully this is helpful. Thank you guys very much. Feel free to like, comment, share, and put it out there and help. Hopefully it helps. Thank you.